I usually go with grass-fed ground beef. Depending on if I'm bulking or cutting, I go a little more towards lean or fat. But because I'm bulking, I'm just doing 20% fat, 80% lean. And then I also get turkey sausage. I can't find this one that I was really trying to get, but this doesn't have any like added hormones or steroids or anything like that, which is fine with me. And then I also just eat 6 boiled eggs. I usually do that as a pre-workout, and I'll chase that with some ground beef just to get my fats in for energy, and I'll chase that with like a banana, Rice Krispie treat. But we're gonna cook it up now. I'm gonna cut the video so I can save some storage. Storage has been weird. Just a quick tip, always cut up the ground beef a little bit, just like chop it up in the pan once you drop it in there. Don't add butter or anything like that, otherwise it's gonna get really oily. If you got like 95% lean, add some butter, but anything under 95, don't even bother. Just keep in mind that you're cooking this and you have to put it in whatever you're eating next. So if you want to eat like this inside some pasta with tomato sauce, I wouldn't recommend putting like paprika in it. If you want it to taste like Mexican beef, do a Mexican blend. If you want to do more like an Italian beef, do more of an Italian blend, like oregano, basil, stuff like that. Just to kind of, you don't have to kill yourself when you're eating food. I hate when people try and do like, oh, plain chicken, white rice, eggs, no salt, no pepper. You don't have to do that. There's no real benefit to it. In fact, you should put salt. I would recommend Himalayan pink salt on there, just so you can get your electrolytes in there, and some iodized salt for some of those other minerals that you need to get. And sticking to one main diet like just rice, chicken, eggs, long term, that's not going to be good for you. You need to have some sort of source of other vitamins like vitamin K, vitamin D, E, A, and you're not going to get that from eating the exact same foods. So if you are doing that, I highly recommend that you just supplement your diet with vitamins like pills or powders to counteract that decision. But I think it's wild. I don't understand why dudes want to force themselves to eat shit that they don't like when they have the money to buy like an all-purpose seasoning like adobo. And there's different types. You can literally buy an Italian seasoning for $6 and it'll last you a month. And then you could buy adobo if you want Mexican or Hispanic flavored meat, and you enjoy eating way more. That's just my take. It might be a crazy take. I don't think it's that crazy. And then I'm going to show you guys a big mistake I used to make when cooking sausage. I didn't know that you were supposed to cut the film off. And I used to hate sausage because I thought the film was like nasty as hell. And then my Italian friend was like, bro, like you gotta cut the shit. So I'm gonna show you guys the easiest way to do that so that it doesn't get all like mushy and messy. And I'm gonna cut the video out right now. You just wanna like cut it a little bit right there, not even a deep gash. Like it probably looks like I didn't cut through, but you break through. And then you just peel that back, kind of just run the blade through. It's easier when it's flat though. Yeah. And you kind of just wiggle that blade under there like that. And then when you pull it back this way, what I like to do is I like to just take that, you lift it up, and you just let it roll out. And then you take the bottom part, and the skin should be fairly loose at that point. And it's easier when you don't have it like rolling around in your hand. But I like to take pieces like that and just kind of like grab all the little pieces and throw it in there. And then I put that in an omelet, I could put that in an egg wrap, I could put that in the ground beef, which I'm actually going to do right now, and just make like kind of a meat mixture for like a big wrap, and I could do different things with it, like make a breakfast wrap, make a dinner wrap with like guacamole and sour cream. But if you're trying to take a bulk and your diet to the next level, a great tip that an IFBB guy told me, I was at the gym the other day and he told me about it, 5% Greek yogurt, 5% fat Greek yogurt with like a little bit of salt and lime. Not the same as sour cream, but it gets the job done. And it's way healthier for you. So you can eat more of it. So if you're a dude who like, or a girl, not discriminating, who enjoys eating sour cream with like a burrito or eggs or anything like that, that is a great substitute for that, and you get more nutritional value out of it. So another option, you just go with the light version of that sour cream. Not as much protein, but still gets the job done. And this is what I mean when I said you shouldn't put any butter in the pan. Like if you look at all that oil, that is just fat that literally burned off from the ground beef. We're just gonna add the turkey sausage into that fat that's cooking in there, just so we could utilize more of the beef fat. And I prefer cooking with beef fat or like beef tallow than anything, but that shit is mad expensive. So always utilize that when you can. Pro tip. And I've been listening for a while, but it's not until I started eating like this that I actually started to fill out and grow my muscle. Because like if you're a skinny dude and you're not eating, there's something called a TDEE. And a lot of the time skinny guys will like go on musclehacking.com and they'll look at how much food they need to eat, and they'll be like, there's no way I can eat 2,500 calories. But it's like, bro, if you think about it, you probably burn 500 calories, right? A day. Even if you don't do anything, you probably burn 500 calories just from doing things like breathing, walking from place to place. Now imagine you start hitting the gym. If you think you're getting away with eating anything under 2,000 calories a day, which is what most dudes do in the beginning, they undereat and the camera just died. But undereating is the enemy. You need to have at least 2,000 calories in your system if you're an average meal. If you're an above average meal and you're like 6'1", 6'2", gotta up it. And if you're under the average height or weight for a male, weight, still up it. Height, I'd go to musclehacking.com and I'd look at what your macro intake should be and then kind of gauge it from there. Eat clean to an extent, because I made the mistake of not eating clean and my blood sugar levels spiked from doing things like mass gainers to the max, like every day mass gain, 1,000 calories, 4,000 calories a day. Supplementing most of that in powdered protein, like it was like 1,000 something calories in in terms of carbs, protein, everything like that. It was the GNC one. And after doing more research, it's better to just stick to a plan that gets you anywhere from like 1.5 to 2 pounds a month. And if you're adding on consistent muscle mass, you're gonna see your weight naturally go up more than that 2 pound threshold. So don't worry too much about how much food you eat. Just worry about how much food you should be eating, if that makes sense. And today we are hitting legs. So for legs, couple things. For legs, you need some type of compound movement. You need a multi-joint movement if you're trying to grow your legs. I'll typically say squat, hack squat, even a dumbbell squat into an overhead shoulder press with a sufficient amount of weight is a really good way to grow your muscle, but also just stress the muscle, and that's how you get it to grow. You superset a squat movement with something called a sissy squat. So you have a barbell squat and then you do a sissy squat right after, your quads are gonna look insane. And a lot of dudes are like, man, I really want my quad to like have this really huge definition on the outside. But a lot of that has to do with muscle insertions. I didn't even know that muscle insertions were really differing in the legs. I thought it was more just like a chest and bicep, tricep thing. But it does make sense. And some guy at the gym, crazy dude, like heavy lifter and shit. Mikey Latorre, you should check him out on Instagram. Crazy fucking lifter. And doing a compound movement and going into a weightless till failure movement that is also compound as a starter, as a preceptor to your actual workout, is going to give you astronomical results. Starting out with a compound movement and then going into a more detailed movement that focuses on the little regions, you know, do a lat pull down on, you know, your unilateral, that works your bicep and your lat. Then if you go into something like a bicep curl, now you're working just your bicep. Go into something like a straight bar lat pull down, now you're working just your lat. Compound movements take a lot of energy out of you, so it's better to use the energy you have in the beginning and then use your type 1 muscle fibers to finish off those workouts, because you want to emphasize the type 2 muscle fibers in the beginning, because a lot of us utilize them wrong and we end up kind of wasting them on one or the other because you only have so much. It's called ATP, but it's just energy. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys my shake. I just take half a cup of whole grain oats and make oat flour. That's about a cup, but that's okay. And then I'm going to add ice and then put milk on top of that once I blend the ice and the oat flour together, just to get like that thicker mixture. You don't want to add too much ice, because then you'll have too much volume, and you definitely don't want that in a smoothie, because then you have to drink like a whole gallon of smoothie. It makes no sense. It's gonna look crazy, but trust the process. Another thing, you don't want all of this to stick to the bottom, so just kind of like don't use oat milk. If I see you using oat milk, I'm gonna smack you. If you're lactose intolerant, drink almond milk instead. And then you add some frozen bananas, just a cup. Otherwise you'll get like this ice cream consistency. But if you want that, do you, man? For a woman, it's all about preference. If you want ice cream, do like 3 cups. If you want a smoothie, do like 1 cup. But if you want it to taste more like banana, do 1 cup frozen and grab you a trusty dusty banana. This shit is prehistoric. Oh my goodness. We're just gonna use that. The browner the banana, the sweeter the banana though. Wait. Damn!
Oh my God!
Pause. That was... Can't come back from that. Can't come back from that. Yeah, you see, the inside's not even that bad, it's just the skin.
Oh my goodness! Squidward!
I lied. But as long as it's like not mold or anything, like grow up. We all know you've put worse things in your mouth. Let's keep it PG though. Once it's all blended, kind of like that, for your proteins, just to finish off, because right now we're sitting at probably, what are we sitting at? Right now we're sitting at 18 grams of protein. So, actually 20 grams of protein. So just to finish off, to get us into that 25 round, we're gonna add 3/4 cups of Greek yogurt. That's gonna give you about, how much, 15? So 3/4 cups. You're sitting at about 35 grams of protein. I'm actually gonna do a half cup just cause I don't know where my 3/4 cup is. So probably more like 30 grams of protein. I don't know. You do the math. Point is, you get a good amount of protein. It's a sweet treat. You don't have to really do much. It just looks like it's taking me a long time because I'm slow. But yeah, you just get all these ingredients. Probably run you like $30. You get yourself 10 shakes. That's a $3 protein shake that will probably cost you like $7.50 at a gym. $8.50 if you're not inside of a gym. And I'm also gonna take Himalayan pink salt. That's gonna be just to add some flavor. And then honey. When you do honey and Himalayan pink salt, that is the closest healthy alternative you'll get to salted caramel. 100%. And it tastes amazing. But I mean, if you've been brainwashed into thinking that those chemicals that you're eating are better tasting than this bad boy right here, you could believe that, but let me know when you only have one testicle. Dang! What's that, like a 3 out of 10? What's that shit that foodies will do? They'll be like, oh, like it's just so good, like I gotta fall down into my shoulder and shit. No. This is fire. But I want you guys to realize, this is not going to taste as good as a vanilla milkshake. But, if you want gains, you gotta make those small sacrifices. Maybe put a little bit of like light whipped cream in here. Mix it up, get more vanilla in there. Me personally, I try to keep it clean. Try to keep it neat. And I don't mind. But if you do mind, that's okay. Maybe take some low calorie vanilla Greek yogurt instead of some Greek yogurt that I got. It's all preference. The baseline thing that you should just be trying to strive to do is constantly improve your mind, your spirit, and your body. If you can do those 3 things, you'll be set. You'll be good. So,
I can't decide with the bricks or the boot up. I'm with the guys, bitch. I just chill with boot up. Heard they biting swag, yeah, we